Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now, man. Right now, I want to talk about the higher heart, thymus, basically higher heart chakra slash thymus chakra. It's basically located over the thymus gland. Matter of fact, got my little illustration. Got the high heart. Where is it? I think that's it right there. Right there. Matter of fact, higher heart is in between the throat chakra and the heart chakra. And even I ain't gonna say before I knew what the energy dealt with, but just when I heard that you did have a higher heart and where it was located, I was like in your head, cause too I made a video about that, how like you could just think about the synergy of your chakra, so in between the throat and the heart. So if you blend those together, we'll be speaking from the heart. You know what I'm saying? So that chakra would have a little bit of, it almost like blending colors, like when you're going down a color spectrum. And matter of fact, because the thymus chakra also deal, well, which is ironic, kind of like with this color right here, almost like a greenish blue color, you know. But matter of fact, the information not too extensive on this chakra. It's not like no chakra that deals with a lot of things, but it is still a real important chakra nonetheless. It governs the physical and psychic immune systems. It is the site of the T cells that are responsible for fending off disease. So it is the site where T cells are produced, I should say, that's responsible for fending off disease, and is highly susceptible to stress. So this chakra, is the area, dealing with the T cells, where the T cells is produced. So again, matter of fact, it deals with your physical immune system and your psychic immune system, as far as the higher heart or the thymus. Because matter of fact, it has aspects of the thymus gland, within the higher heart. Because most of your chakras are somewhat like that, where they always deal with a certain organ, but they have certain organs that's right by the chakra that it almost, synergistically work with. You know what I'm saying? Well, like in essence, you got your third eye chakra, where it's just the energy vortex, and then you have your actual physical pineal gland in that same area that it corresponds with. You know, like uh, sacral chakra and root chakra in the sexual organs, same type of thing. But it deals with the T cells, of course, and it is highly susceptible to stress. So, in other words, this is the area that if it's not protected, you know what I'm saying, if you don't straighten it up, you know what I'm saying, have it spinning right, you could experience a lot of stress. A lot of stress could roll on in from that chakra being weak, basically. It is connected to the ancestral DNA and to the past life pattern you carry in your body. Matter of fact, this is why turquoise is such a good stone for that chakra, because turquoise helps us to connect with our ancestors very strongly, and turquoise have copper in it also, which is another stone that helps to bring down that information, but also keeping our energies on. Matter of fact, keeping the the immune system of our electromagnetic field, keeping that balance, dealing with the copper and turquoise, but and definitely opening up the DNA. We the way to contact our ancestors, like in essence, you may be trying to talk to them or contact them and see them physically on that level, but just know that all our ancestors, all your spirit guides, the universe, everything is in you, and your DNA is decoded. That's why, like, you want to be a Rasta, you want to be a Moor, you want to be a, whatever the case may be, is because it's something in your DNA. Or you feel like you're from Atlantis, you feel like you're from Lemuria. That's in your DNA, you know. But the higher heart chakra, again, helping you connect to that ancestral DNA and to the past life pattern you carry in your body. So all the past lives, because that's another thing with with DNA, with the Akashic records, but your past lives are stored within you too. Because matter of fact, if you're not careful, your past life could almost try to reincarnate itself. Like basically, say for instance, like how I'm called Ray in this incarnation, and when I was a wizard in a past life, that wizard that I was in that past life could kind of try to kick Carl Ray out. You know what I'm saying? And govern this body in this lifetime. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be careful with that. The physical aspects of the higher heart chakra, it deals with the lymphatic system, elimination and purification organs, psychic and physical immune system, and the thymus gland. Of course, I already spoke on that. Positive aspects of the higher heart chakra, you'll be well protected. You know what I'm saying? That's again, that's on the physical and the psychic level. You know, as far as your protection, you feel a high level of unconditional love. You know, the unconditional love of a roll through, feeling forgiven, accepting, and you're spiritually connected. So you'll feel a spiritual connection, you feel accepting, you feel forgiving, unconditional love, and then you'll feel well protected. That's the positive aspects of it. Negative aspects of it, you may be a little paranoid. So if you're feeling a little paranoid, that that may mean you need to get that higher heart chakra together. Matter of fact, we joke about this as how jokes kind of deal with stuff in the universe, like when people paranoid, like, man, what you did, you ain't living right, like get your heart right, get your life right, you know what I'm saying? Why you looking over your shoulder, like chill, like, in other words, like you must have did somebody something, or you got something you spook of, you so paranoid. So but that's a negative aspect to the higher heart, is being paranoid. Spiritually disconnected. So basically the opposite of, you're spiritually connected on the positive aspect, you're spiritually disconnected. So it just means, a lack of connection to spirit. You're just super in your ego, super in this physical incarnation. And there's just no connection. Like your intuition, you're not feeling it. You're feeling like you can't hear your spirit guides. You're feeling like you're not feeling the connectedness of everything and the synchronicity of everything. That's basically like being disconnected spiritually. Grieving, needy, and being a psychic vampire. Hmm. So when your higher heart chakra is not in order, you may become the psychic vampire. Matter of fact, because that's where, needy, in essence, it could be needed for energy, you know what I'm saying? So you become like a person that's like needed for energy. So you do psychic vamp how can I say it? Psychic vampire driven activities, you know what I'm saying? You do things that attract attention, or or energy vamp people, because you're not feeling love in your higher heart chakra. You have that neediness, so you become the psychic vamp, the psychic vampire. Overactive heart chakra, or higher heart chakra I should say, your immune system attacks itself. Matter of fact, I forgot what chakra that was. Also, where basically would turn in on itself. I think it's the spleen chakra, if I'm not mistaken. Where if that's not in order, it basically will make the immune system attack itself. Because matter of fact, that's the same way that melanin works. You know what I'm saying? If you eating all these foods that was manufactured, matter of fact, and I just heard this not too long ago. What Dr. Layla Africa said that when he was working for the government, where it was like if a medicine doesn't uh if a medicine doesn't affect melanin, or doesn't do anything to melanin, or have some type of certain effect on melanin, then it's not a drug. That was the saying behind the scenes, dealing with with doctors and dealing with medicine. Matter of fact, when he was dealing in the army and stuff, he was like, matter of fact, I forgot the doctor he brought up who said that. It was a doctor who quote unquote, said that, like, no, if it ain't like messing with melanin or something, any kind of stature, then it's not even a drug. We ain't even gonna deal with it. So you know what I'm saying. But all these type of things that they make to come at your melanin, they did the science on. They know that the melanin, once it's bad off, it'll kind of start attacking itself. That's why when some people just so far away and disconnected from their roots and their, indigenous being, is like almost a lost cause in some cases. In some cases, you know what I'm saying? Because it's so far gone, the melanin eating itself, and it's just, you know, but overactive immune system. Overactive symptoms of the high heart again. Your immune system attacks itself. So basically, like, just eating at itself, attacking attacking all the good stuff within itself, not knowing. Let's see. Or another symptom is no protection against toxins from the outside. So you know what I'm saying? So on a physical level, you know what I'm saying, you'll be kind of open and unprotected to any little dis-ease vibrations floating around you in the physical realm, in the matrix, you know what I'm saying? If any little dis-ease or anything is floating around, any little toxins or whatever, matter of fact, even down to the toxins that's in the ground, like the energy pollution, that may be in certain areas, but you'll pick up on that also. So basically no protection against toxins from the outside, and e- eternal emotional toxicity. So basically you'll have toxic emotions internally also. So to have your emotions very, very toxic, you're gonna probably be in a lower vibrational place emotionally. So if you're feeling like that, low in a lower vibrational place emotionally, feel like your immune system is attacking itself. You're feeling like you're just getting sick easy, or things outside of you affecting your physical or psychic immune system. Then you have overactive higher heart chakra. Underactive higher heart chakra, immune system is not functioning at its optimum rate. So the underactive is basically instead of the immune system attacking itself, it's not working at an optimum rate. It just mean like it needs to be moving like this, and it's moving like this. It's in slow motion. It's not moving at its optimum rate to basically to do what it do the job it has to do. You know what I'm saying? Because if you bringing in trash at a rate like this, but then your immune system is moving like this, we're removing the trash, and you're gonna have a problem. You're gonna have a buildup of trash in your immune system. So that's one of the symptoms of an underactive higher heart. And then negative ancestral DNA patterns to predominate. First thing I think of on the negative ancestral DNA patterns, for sure, for my melanated people, the negative aspects of our ancestral DNA, sitting back always complaining about what a white man gonna do and what he did and all this, and just basically like pity partying on that slave situation, whatever the case may be. Because we all know better. We all know that, of course, you want to know your roots, know your knowledge and stuff, but you don't dwell and you don't stand on a soapbox crying about what something outside of you doing. You know what I'm saying? You change the inside. You do your inner works in order to change things. But that's a negative and a aspect of the underactive higher heart is a negative ancestral DNA patterns to predominate. So any negative aspects of your ancestral DNA, that's what's gonna pop up. You know what I'm saying? Like whether the negative aspects of whatever ancestral, you know what I'm saying, patterns. So like I say, like all that bickering and all that feeling like you gotta debate about what a white man did to you, this and that. And we talking about the racist white people, of course, to not lump all white people into the same, but still, cause matter of fact, all that white, black, vibrational beings. Some of us are a little newer to this universe than others, you know. As a matter of fact, the older vibrational beings, that's the melanated beings. The people with a lack of melanin, some of their souls are very, new to the solar system in this situation. Matter of fact, we are the parent gods and goddesses, you know what I'm saying? Those aliens, those beings from the beginning and all that, that you that was us. That's why we have this dynamic where, You know, we like the parents that messed up, and white people like the little kid who parents fucked up and they messing up they parents. Like, all right, since you didn't spend time with me, like honestly, like, well, that is the dynamic of it. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. No elephants in this room. But again, that is the negative ancestral. I mean, that is an aspect of an underactive higher heart. Negative ancestral DNA patterns to predominate. And I want to break that down because you just hear negative ancestral DNA patterns to predominate. It's like, well, you know what? You know, but that's the type of things, you know. For example, for a small mind example, because I know that I can make more examples. The thymus gland, and also just a little information dealing with the thymus gland because it's connected with the higher heart chakra. The thymus gland is the first to develop in the uterus and therefore a core component of how your body functions in the uteral or in the uterus, whatever, you know, in that stage, in that area. What genetic potential gets switched on and how much natural immunity you will have throughout your life. So that's what it deals with. So again, thymus gland is the first to develop in the uterus and therefore a core component of how your body functions in the uterus. What genetic potential gets switched on, and how much natural immunity you will have throughout your life. So, matter of fact, so like the thymus gland deals with this as far as on a physical level, but your higher heart deals with your physical and psychic immunity. You know, and it also deals with the genetic potential that gets switched on. So back to the DNA, like we were just saying, when the higher heart chakra is underactive, it has that negative ancestral DNA, and then dealing with the thymus gland when you're in the womb, it deals with the genetic potential that gets switched on. So what parts of your DNA is gonna get switched on? And thinking about the situation with the thymus gland and how we develop in the womb. As a matter of fact, our different chakras develop at different times, not only in the womb, but developing in us where we might have of course, we'll have all the chakras in place, but, you know, say for instance, when you're a little kid, only so many of your chakras is actually activated, and then, you know, you turn on the higher chakras as you grow. For most part, you know what I'm saying? Some of us star seeds, you know, may come with more of our chakras activated from birth, but for the most part, you know, there's a growth to it. What I was gonna say, like all these too, like say for instance, all your ancient texts, again, like your Bible, all these little different things, they were basically allegories, you know, ancient symbolism, you know, symbolism for things about the stars, astrology, for sciences about different things around us, for spirit science, you know. But and a matter of fact, allegory just is a basically like a symbolic story that, you know, breaks down some other type of aspect. I forgot the exact definition, but basically, like, you know, where science and all these things be put into a story, you know what I'm saying, into a symbolic story. And another thing too, what a lot of people don't know, the indigenous people, melanated people, we used to deal with everything at once. Like, where you have a reading, say for instance, like where say for like the Jesus story, for example, where you will have mathematics to the universe, to the timing of how long a plant grows, to your actual story about the energy in your spine going up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much in one story. You know what I'm saying? So say for like the 3 days, after 3 days he rose again. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's talking like in some of that story, it's talking about the sun. Part of that story is talking about energy that the light in your semen or in the spinal fluid, which has like the semen and spinal fluid has similar materials in it, but that light moving from the root chakra in the manger, you know, he was born in the manger around shit, you know what I'm saying? That's the root chakra area, you know, and then move up. And then after 3 days, he rose again and all this. But that stuff about your body with Easter and Christmas, as far as, you know, like those times though, you know, that's actual science behind the way the sun changes, where it rises and where it goes down at. You know what I'm saying? That's all in one story. Because even down to even with mathematics and different sciences and stuff, everything was into one. So instead of like breaking things down to, all right, simple math, multiplication, division, long division, algebra. Now we lumped all that together, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, and that goes back to the situation with it being in the ancient times, you know, less pollution, less bull crap around you and everything. So we had more of a higher intelligence, you know, pineal glands, bigger everything. But then when it came across down to the Europeans, they took it and broke it down, and then you get into the Freemasons with them games where they really not only broke down all our systems. So instead of having one allegory and knowing that this teaches us all kind of different things, they broke all this down, change this. Oh, this just religion, this is just this is just geometry, this is algebra. And then they take away all the 360 degrees of knowledge, and they spread it into one single degree, so you could go to school and get 1 degree of a knowledge, you know, of something. You know, spend about 4 years of your life to get 1 degree of knowledge on something, so you could give them a whole bunch of money again to get, you know, some more second degree of knowledge. And you got 360, so you own 2 degrees of knowledge. You got 360 degrees of knowledge to get, you know what I'm saying? And you taking 4 years a degree. I don't know if you got you think you could do 360 degrees? Well, 1 degree is 4 years, you know. But that's the games that's being played. But anyway, back to back to the high heart, you know what I'm saying? But I just like breaking down while I was on the subject, you know. But the thymus gland developing in the uterus again uh, is the first gland. I'm sorry, the thymus gland is the first to develop in the uterus, and therefore a core component of how your body functions in the uterus, what genetic potential gets switched on, and how much natural immunity you will have throughout your life. So, bam. And then last but not least, a few crystals to help with the higher heart chakra, you know, in that area. Matter of fact, like I told you, that blue mixed with that green of the heart chakra kind of give you like a like turquoise. Why turquoise is also another good stone for it, along with the copper and turquoise, and the connection that turquoise give you to the ancestors, because the higher heart chakra has an ancestral connection with dealing with your DNA. So it'd be good for that. Amazonite is a good stone for your higher heart chakra. Aqua aura quartz is a good stone. Bloodstone is a good stone, which I find that kind of surprising because bloodstone is so much of a you know, root chakra, you know, lower chakra stone, but it deals with the heart, you know, also because, you know, the green and the bloodstone that resonates with the heart chakra. But also, what makes sense though with the bloodstone resonate with the high heart chakra is resonating with the T cells that help the immune system. Because I just made a video on how bloodstone would help me to get rid of like any little sinus problems, like when I had like a little cold, which temperature can't be a disease of the body, so cold ain't really the actual name, but tomato. But to get rid of like sinus problems and all that, I would use the bloodstone. So you know, the bloodstone resonating with the higher heart, and it deals with T cells. So you know that would make a lot of sense. Celestite is a good stone for the higher heart. Dambarite, kunzite, phenakite, and quantum quattro. And of course, I'm giving you stones that, you know, I'm more familiar with. They have more stones to it than that, you know. But I'm just one of them people. I don't like to, when I get information and read up on stuff, I just don't like to verbatim out the book like, oh, this stone, and everything from the. Nah, I mean, if you want to, you could go purchase crystal prescriptions. You know what I'm saying? By Judy Hall if you're looking for a book to give you all the crystals on certain situations. But I'm just dealing with the ones I've dealt with, you know, and know of, you know. And two, the quantum quattro stone is a mixture of chrysocolla, dioptase, shatukite, and smoky quartz. As a matter of fact, again, you see these chrysocolla, dioptase, and shatukite. They all stones dealing with, they're copper-based stones like turquoise. So again, you know, So that would be very synergistic if you had like a little turquoise stone, chrysocolla. In fact, maybe a little cobalite in there, you know. But definitely the chrysocolla and turquoise dealing with the higher heart chakra. It'll really have you speak. You'll be pulling down ancient information and speaking from the heart. Like, very beautiful situation. Matter of fact, I think about the time when I had my chain with the turquoise chrysocolla, and that was one of my matter of fact lapis lazuli, and I could think about it. That was one of my most truthful places. Like that's the most truthful I ever been on my journey, like out in public and everything. Like where I would just like it didn't matter how uncomfortable the truth was gonna make somebody feel. You gonna learn today. Like with all that faking and lying, you better go. If you don't want to get exposed, you better go the other way. When I got that turquoise, all that on, look. If you live in a lie and you're lying to yourself and you think you're gonna come around me with it, go the other way. With all love, you know. But that's basically it. Again, Amazonite, aqua aura quartz, bloodstone, celestite, amberite, kunzite, phenakite, quantum quartzo, and quantum quartzo, which contains smoky quartz, shatukite, dioptase, and chrysocolla. Then also, I want to just talk about celestite before I even go out. And I'm gonna leave this video alone. But celestite is probably one of the most babyfied stones that I ever had and that you probably could ever come across. I haven't met another stone with those type of conditions of taking care of it like celestite. So, you know, that's one of the for sure one that resonates with me as far as like that where you got a baby fire. But celestite is the only stone I know of where specifically when you gotta not only let it stay away from sunlight and let it rest like a lot. Matter of fact, in some cases, I think I saw where you gotta let it rest for at least 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, damn. So it's like working offshore, like like well, you like 2 weeks working and 2 weeks off. Like it's like 2 days working, work. I mean, in 2 days, not working. And also with celestite, you gotta make sure you put it in a blue towel every time you let it rest. Also, so you gotta put it in a blue towel and keep it away from sunlight. Cause matter of fact, I had a nice little celestite, and I want to say within a year's time, the sunlight just really, matter of fact, you might not even want to let it go outside. Like that's how sensitive it is. But it's a very delicate stone. Matter of fact, angelite is almost like compressed celestite. So if you want to connect also, because celestite is a high vibrational stone to help you connect with angels and your spirit guides and you know higher realms on that level, but you could get angelite. Angelite is like compressed celestite. So if you don't want to deal with that, making sure you put a stone to rest for 2 days in a blue towel and making sure it don't touch no sunlight, because in essence you can't even wear celestite. You can almost cancel wearing it almost, basically. But you want to go with angelite instead of celestite. But dealing with the higher heart chakra though, we're talking about celestite now. You know what I'm saying? But as far as if you want to work with celestite, but you don't want to deal with all that delicate pampering, and you could get you a piece of angelite, and that'll be just as good. But I keep it real though, celestite does have a high vibration, and you can feel it. So it's up to you. High vibration and taking care of a little while, or angelite. Not high maintenance, but it's not as high on the vibrate. Tomato, tomato, however you feel like dealing with it. But, but peace. Happy now, of course. Now is the vibrate. The rate at which we're vibing. We're not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now.